Hey, I'm Josh at I Like to Make Stuff. We are back in my boys' room where we just recently finished the loft bed, and in this spot we're gonna build a bed for my second son. Now on the channel we have built tons of beds before of all different types. Before I started working at I Like to Make Stuff, I used to build furniture, so I've built a lot of beds myself. But in this video, besides showing you the design and the construction for this bed, I am here to convince you that whether this is your first project or your 100th project, why building a bed is the absolute perfect woodworking project. You may be asking yourself, why are you not just building another loft bed or one of the variations that you guys made in that space? It makes a lot of sense, right? But this loft bed will not fit in that space against that wall, and it will block that window. And I know that because we used the AR models that we talked about last time. Now that I know that the loft bed's not gonna fit, I had to design a bed that will fit in the space and it will fit my son's needs. So now that I have this model pulled up on an iPad, I can see it a little bit larger. It's not gonna block the window, it doesn't block the smoke alarm or the light switch, but this is what we're building. So it's a combination of a couple of old I Like to Make Stuff projects. We have the storage underneath the bed from the 4-post bed. We have the wraparound bookcases from the Murphy bed. We have the simple bookcase. All these are plans that we've made. I'm just gonna take them and smush them all together in this new bed design that my son and my family absolutely loves. So now it's time to go back to the store, cut up some of those pieces just like we did for the loft bed, and get to assembling. Now this may look daunting because there's a lot of really big panels, but all of these panels are gonna become the huge bed that we're gonna put in the space. But first we're gonna start with a simple bed frame, which is essentially a rectangle that can hold a mattress. Now we're gonna use 3 different I Like to Make Stuff projects, like I mentioned earlier, to go from baby bear to mama bear to eventually papa bear for this project, and it's all gonna work out. We're gonna start cutting these pieces down one at a time. Now I made the claim earlier that a bed is the perfect woodworking project no matter if it's your first project or your 100th, and that's absolutely true. A bed being a box that holds a mattress to impress your friends and family can be built with a circular saw. It can also be built with a very expensive table saw. The output is exactly the same. I used this for lots of projects in the past and I have since upgraded. So I'm gonna use my table saw, which is faster and a little more precise. You can do everything you need to do on a circular saw. It is the next day. I have organized all the pieces that we cut yesterday so we can start assembling the bed. But the design came from a previous I Like to Make Stuff project. A while ago, Bob built a 4-post canopy bed for his daughter, and it had a lot of drawers underneath, which I really love. And I'm gonna take that efficiency of storing things under the bed rather than having a dresser in the room, and I'm gonna steal it and I'm gonna put it into this bed. So we have those pieces. We're going to assemble that chunk right now, and then we'll talk about the drawers in a minute. So right now we're adding edge banding to all the important parts of the bed that are gonna be listed in the plans that we're gonna have available. And if you, hi B, I'm trying to record.
Oh, it's not leaving.
All right, we are adding edge banding to some important parts of the bed right now. And it occurred to me that it is an unspoken rite of passage if you work at I Like to Make Stuff to make a bed, even if you have 0 experience. So Megan, you've made a bed before.
I have. I actually made the 4-poster canopy bed and you helped me make it. And that's what this base is. It's pretty cool.
So we're gonna have some pictures on screen from, again, the most novice, like these are ones I made at the very beginning, to ones I've worked up my skills and now things are a little bit nicer, because a bed is the best woodworking project. Like it's really simple tools, really simple materials, and it makes a really big impact.
The bee one in the hole.
You're holding a bee?
Yes, the bee one in that hole. Please take it away. I didn't mean to talk, I'm sorry.
Oh, it sure is. Look, there's a bee. Okay, we're gonna put him outside. Juanita, you can't stay here right now. That's where people's hands need to go. Oh,
yeah.
Man, there she goes.
Bye.
Later, Gator. No, you can't go in there.
Ah, there's a whole family.
It's already happening.
It's already happening. The bee-pocalypse. All right, now that the bee fiasco is over, we talked about people's beds. Why? I'm gonna ask Anthony, who's holding the camera. Why is making a bed the best woodworking project?
I've made 2 beds. My first project ever was a really simple bed made out of like 1x6s and a miter saw. That was it. And everybody needs a bed, right? It's practical. It saved me a buttload of money. I was in college. You don't need specialty tools.
So Megan, your first project was the sofa table that we did in a video.
Yep.
But you've also made a bed. So
Yeah.
why is making a bed the best woodworking project?
I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew what I wanted it to look like. At the time, we were living in a 100-year-old house. So having a bed that fit that bedroom very specifically was key for me. So I think like the customizable part of it but the fact that I was able to kind of do a lot of it by myself was really great and very empowering.
It did not take that much time to go from the store to a little bit of edge banding and pocket holes to a fully functional bed. So as we talked about, like, this is the baby bear version. Like, you could put a mattress on this and be a hero in your house. But I believe in you and you can upgrade. Because a bed is the greatest woodworking project, you can go from very basic to quite elaborate. So in the next step, we're gonna be putting the drawers and stuff in here, just like the previous I Like to Make Stuff canopy bed, and it's gonna look amazing. But again, you can level up. You can stop here if you need to, but you can do more. All right, I know this looks a little nuts. We took our baby bear bed and we added a bunch of pieces to it. But essentially we just added the drawer spaces. So these will have drawers that comes out this direction. This will have a false drawer because it can't drawer where this drawer is drawing. And then there will be a little drawer to go behind where these drawers are drawing. It'll be great. I'm gonna make the drawers here in a second, and then our mama bear bed will be all done and ready to move in the room. Drawers are super easy. It's essentially a box without a top. There's lots of different ways to join these together in the corners. I'm going to be doing pocket holes as we've done on the rest of this build. You can also use special jigs to do dovetails like Bob has done in his kitchen. You can do finger joints, which I've done in other projects. The sky's the limit as to how to join these corners together. But for simplicity, we're gonna use pocket holes. Now the bottom is another story. The bottom panel is going to be fit into the walls with a dado stack. You can also pocket hole them in. It'll be super simple and strong. I'm going to use my dado blades because I have them, and I'm going to be cutting grooves into each one of the walls that will accept that bottom panel. I'll fold it up, pocket hole it together, and our drawer will be done. If you don't have a table saw and you don't want to invest in a dado stack, or you can't because of where you live, you can also use a router. All right, yesterday we finished the basic construction of the bed. I'm almost done with all the drawers underneath. I just have to add the drawer faces, but before I do that, I'm gonna add the drawer pulls. And there's a really inexpensive jig to be able to set the dimensions of the drawer pulls and your drawer face and to add them very simply. Once these are done, we're gonna go up into the room, put the bed in place, install the drawer faces, and then we're gonna come down here and cut the rest of these for the last bits of the bed. Now it is time to add the built-ins, or like the library element to this whole project. And I took some design cues from the Murphy bed that I built downstairs in my basement. It has the bed in the middle and it has like a lot of storage on the sides and the top. And on top of this whole unit, I'm also taking design cues from the simple bookcase. We also have plans for that project, which was very nice. So I'm gonna take those, smush them together. I have these pieces here that we need to assemble. And once this is all in place, we're gonna connect this and the bed, give it some paint, and it'll be all done. After a few coats of paint, the bed is all done and it looks fantastic. We were able to empty out a dresser and put all the stuff in the drawers under here, empty out a couple bookcases to fill this space. We really maximized the area in this tiny room in this bed. And this just goes to show that a bed is the absolute perfect woodworking project. You can make it as simple as you want, or you can go a little bit further and make it look amazing. Now, if you want to make this bed or any versions of the ones that we talked about in this video, we're going to have plans available. And if you want to make the loft bed that we made in the last video, we have those available as well. They'll be linked down in the description. We've made tons of beds on the channel. We're going to have a playlist of all of the ones in case you want to see more variety. And when Bob gets back from vacation, he's on edge banding duty because I'm absolutely done after these beds. And if you want to see me make a fool of myself making this video, stick around and watch the bloopers.
Watch out.
I just want y'all to make me another pie.
And after a few... The tools are... I can see that it doesn't block the window. It doesn't block the fire extinguisher. Nope. That were cut down to fit in the car. Nope.